Peace. Today's Supreme Mathematics is Wisdom Power. Going through the Allah Power Rule month. It's April 25th, for those that don't know. It's your brother Power Born Allah, and I wanted to share my C on today's mathematics. And also, I'm going to go into today's degree in the 1 to 40. So, wisdom is the representation of your knowledge, is the representation of your knowledge, of one's knowledge. Pardon the robot, android. And wisdom is wise words being spoken by a wise person. Wisdom is your wise ways and actions. Wisdom means the wise adone. Wisdom is secondary but most necessary. Hate me now. And then you got power. Power is the truth. The truth is the light that wakes up the mentally dead. Power is magnetic. Truth is magnetic. And we gotta, when we think about that, when I think about that and draw that up, as I move, zig through situations, I gotta always strive to be an eyewitness to the truth of the matter, the truth of the subject, the truth of the cipher. You know what I mean? And in turn, I'll be able to manifest that I'm that supreme being in those ciphers. And I'll give you an example. Real talk. Recently, some of my close people in my inner circle know that I obtained a new job. I started a new job. And before that, I was in a situation, y'all know I was working at a spot where, I was getting pub in the newspapers and all types of stuff, right? But that was under a contract with the previous company I was with, and it was coming to an end. So, and I had known this kind of even going into the contract because I went into the middle of it, but it really, I knew it was coming to an end approximately 3 months ago. Like, this is no extensions, no anything, right? And so I was dealing with the anxiety of, I got to be able to support my family and myself. I'm single father with my daughter at home with me, right? And brother got to pay them bills. So, however, I had to rely on my supreme mathematics and my utilization of supreme mathematics, because I don't want to make it sound like I picked up the paper and the paper was like, do this, God, and you will be fine. No, I had to sit there, draw it up, work through the uncomfortable part of it, the uncomfortable feeling, and sit there and be wise and look into the situation to see the truth and what needed to be done, so I could born myself through that particular trial and tribulation. In that, I would tell you, and I'm going to go to the born degree in your 1 to 14. The devil, the colored man or woman, thought that they had a sword above my head, that I would stay to the very end until the ship sank as a good Negro. But me recognizing who I am, recognizing the whole picture, you know what I'm saying? Truth is the way to square off what? All unrighteousness. So I was like, wait a second. Okay. I tried to work with them and all of that. They didn't like my offer. So I told them, okay, well, we're going to wrap this up on the Knowledge God Day, because you're going to have to acknowledge that I'm God and I move how I want to move, right? Because then I realized, and see, this is the thing about wisdom and the power. how you move and based on truth. And also when we talk about power, the ability, the capacity to influence others, force, energy, work over time. I thought about the work I did over time, and then I understood that I had more leverage to do as I wanted to versus submitting to them. Because God don't submit. We don't. You know what I mean? We, as my great-minded brother says, we willingly acknowledge. So I willingly acknowledged the situation. And how could I be the master of it? And in turn, I did what I wanted, what I needed to do, and what I wanted to do. I stayed focused on the task at hand. I was able to obtain another position that actually was much more beneficial to me than where I was. Closer to home, more flexibility and stuff with the schedule. So now it makes life better at home for my daughter and I. So in turn, because I was wise with my power, keeping my power in mind, my said ability to do things and to control my own life, I was able to master that situation and come out victorious. And then when we look at today's degree in the 1 to 40, how long did it take to make devil? Answer: 600 years of grafting the devil or making him from the black man. Now, with that, anytime if our ways and actions are based in fear, we're not going to ever get to the truth. Once again, if our ways and actions are based in fear, we won't ever get to the truth because we'll be too scared. Because I'm going to tell you something. Another little example. Ooh, I swear I got these stories. Go ahead and laugh. I remember I used to challenge myself to walk into complete darkness outside, albeit a park or down the street where there was no street lights, because I had to master any fear that I might have had of darkness, because I had to understand. I said, what's the science to it? I had to utilize what? My supreme mathematics. I come from the darkness. Well, pardon self, the darkness comes from me. I'm that dark energy. You know what I'm saying? I manifest that dark matter. So I was able to conquer a false expectation appearing real. That's fear for those that don't know. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up there. Keep it in mind. This is how I'm applying today's degree. If you move in fear, if you're fearful of going through a particular wall because it looks difficult, it's uncomfortable, you might scuff your hands up and bump your head. But once you dig and blast through it, now you get what? Your power back. You got the what? Truth. And that's how you come out victorious. And with that, I'm going to say, peace.